Right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. And the Heavenly Father, true name is like Yahweh. And the Son begat the Son, Hashem, and the name of Mashiach, Yahushua. Those are their true names in the ancient Pelican Hebrew, the Mashiach, Kadash, Totem. I say Barak Thumbs and elders, Rock and Hawk, I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson about wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. So we'll bring out a couple of few news articles with the latest tensions for heating up between different nations and different kingdoms rising up against one another, and the increasing wars, rumors of wars, as of late. And this is the first one. Even though we are so used to seeing this, especially what's been taking place over in the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Aden, Gulf of Aden as well too. Especially the escalation's been heating up between the Houthi rebels, which is an Iranian-backed group over there in Yemen, as we've been seeing the coalition forces of Great Britain, the United States, the IDF teaming up against the Houthi rebels, for quite a while. And this was a recent news article, news article, recent one, even though it's typical, it's more common now. This is a news article from the Reuters as of June the 25th, and this is be backed up as a rumor of war as well too. This is a news article from the Reuters as of June 25th, 2024. It says Yemen Houthis claim target the MSC Sarah V vessel in the Arabian Sea. It says Yemen's Houthis said Tuesday that they had targeted the Israeli MSC Sarah V vessel in the Arabian Sea with a ballistic missile that entered the service recently. Yep, so that's a prime example of the Houthi rebels versus the IDF, Israeli defense force. Escalations are heating up on both sides, especially over the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, and the Gulf of Eden as well too, as we've been seeing as of recently. So we'll bring up another news article. So all these recent news articles is just, increasing of these wars and rumors of wars against the nations, kingdom against kingdom. Especially this latest one, especially I just recently did a sit-down lesson. I said a couple of hours ago, earlier today I did a lesson. And this was a news article, as we've been seeing the increase in escalations been heating up between, North Korea versus South Korea. It's kind of funny once again, North Korea once again sending trash balloons over in the area. And I believe it was a news article. South Korea said it was kind of immature on North Korean side. So that shows you that escalations is going to be sparked up more. Even though it kind of seemed like we got a little cease and desist humor to it as well too, but from a very serious standpoint as well too. And this latest news article, like I mentioned before, goes into the nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, wars against wars as of late as well too. So this is a news article from Reuters as of June the 25th, 2024. And it reads again, it says North Korea launched ballistic missile towards the sea. The young kid says North Korea has launched an unknown ballistic missile towards the sea to the east coast of the Korean Peninsula. The Young Kip news agency said on Wednesday, cited the South Korean military. So bring out another news article. So once again, these is just recent news articles. Wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And this is a news article, another one from the Jerusalem Post staff as of June 26 and last updated June 26, 2024. It reads, this says Iraqi group claims responsibility for the hostile aircraft intrusion in Elliott on Tuesday night. It says following the hostile aircraft intrusion, alarming sound in Elliott on Tuesday night, the Islamic Resistance Iraqi announced that men of the Mujahideen attacked on a volatile target in LA used drones. An IDF spokesperson stated on Wednesday morning that the UAV fell in a maritime area in the city of LA. forces monitoring the UAV did not enter the Israeli territory. Initially, during the event, an interceptor was launched towards the UAV. The alarm for a hostile aircraft accuser was activated, according to the policy. Right, so these are ongoing proxy wars back and forth, which we're so used to seeing that as common. So the ongoing nuclear escalations and tensions between the different nations and different kingdoms are increasing. And then you had this latest news article that came out once again from the IAF airstrike eliminates the BIJ group, the MSF decree killing of Khalid. The Israeli Air Force targeted and killed Jadab Mohammed Wahab al-Dali, if I pronounce his name right, a key figure of the Palestinian Islamic Jihadist missile program in Gaza City. It says the Israeli force eliminated the group Mohammed al-Dali, Doctors Without Borders Khalid, and the operator and the Palestinian resistance organization, according to the IDF spokesperson, really announced Tuesday evening. According to the report, the Israeli aircraft directed by the Southern Command of Intelligence decreed target an area in the Gaza City where the group al-Wahab was located at the time. It said al-Wahab was involved in the development and advancements of the group missile array and was a unique knowledge center within the organization of the fields of electronics and chemistry. Yep, so that was another firm. See some more latest news articles. See some more. Let's see. And it says, let's see. The IDF strikes Hezbollah groups target in South Lebanon. That's another rumor of war. Let's see. Let's see some more. Yeah, it says North Korea again sends trash belongs to South Korea. Mentioned it already. It says Russia Research Institute building catches fire near Moscow, which that was reported yesterday. Then the latest one, the IDF carry out artillery strikes in Syria. That goes on with that Isaiah 17 verse 1 to 2. It says, this is from the 24th. That was yesterday because today is the 25th. And now it's about to be the 26th. It says anti-tank missile from Lebanon hits Galilee, starts fire. So this news article, it says anti-tank missile was fired from Lebanon, struck a Galilee on Monday morning, causing a fire to erupt. Israeli media reports the missile hit an open area between the Manura and Mangalam, if I pronounced that right. No casualties were reported. It says then you have a large, this is another news article recently. It says a large-scale power outage is reported across Tel Aviv. A large power outage was reported across Tel Aviv in the areas on Tuesday night. According to the reports, the north areas of the city was out without electricity. We definitely seeing that in the Gaza Strip as well too. Let's see, there's some more wars, rumors of wars. Let's see. Slovakia. Checking out news outlet. So these are just, like I mentioned before, these are updates of the latest wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. see some more. It says, let's see some more label screens. Yeah, it says Yemen's Houthi target vessels further out of Gulf of Aden. Yeah, like I mentioned that before. Let's see. Some more labels. Check the barrels. In the meantime, we write out that Matthew 24, verse 6 precepts to the main way. Yeah, this is the book of Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So the end is not just going to end just yet, because it's only going to increase. These actual wars, rumors of wars, start to become actual wars that we're seeing that's taking place in the world today. So it's going to continue to intensify. It's going to show forth more in these times. Now, I'm going to break out that book of Mark. Yeah, this is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars, and it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be not troubled, for all these things must need be, but the end should not be yet. Right? So it's gonna be need because it's gonna come to pass and fulfill. So it makes perfect sense. So us Israelites, the service prophets of Heavenly Father, we're not gonna be troubled and terrified of these things because we're gonna continue to know these things as we approach those times more and more, as we see more and more, as us being the watchman of the Heavenly Father. And so, sound the alarm of these very important events that we see in the world today. That's why we sound the alarm, blow the trumpet, measure the time diligently yourself of this increasing prophecies that's going to come to pass about being fulfilled, and prophesying about these wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. I'm going to go to the next verse. This is from the Bible, BibleGateway.com passage of your host reference to Matthew 24, verse 6. And this is Mark 13, verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, right? 2 Edward 16, verse 18. So let's look up some more latest news articles from some more wars and rumors of wars. Look for the load up. Let's see. And one called Iran back plot to stabilize Jordan throttle. So that's another war. It says the UK TEO flag missile near vessel south of Yemen's Eden. That's another rumor of war. Let's see. It says 21 Nigerian soldiers killed in the ambush by groups ruled by junta. That's another rumor of war. That's especially that goes into Luke 21, verse 25. Disgressive nations for perplexity in the seas where it's war. And then we had the latest uproars over there in Kenya. I believe like 25 to 30 people had that, and that because they had stormed their Myth, if I pronounced it right. So Slovakia. It says Russia keeps up front line pressure before Ukraine receives a boost from Western military aid, right? The latest military aid from the United States and Western countries, I believe it's 109 billion. As a report came out of, I would say yesterday or today, if I'm mistaken. It says Ukraine drone attacks on Russia Belgorod region kills 1 injured 4, the government says. It says the EU sanctions 19 Chinese firms over links to Russian war effort, as we've been seeing heating up between Russia and China, especially China, Russia, and Iran. And this is the latest article from the 24th. It says, this is from Air News, even though this is from the 24th, so this was the day before yesterday, as we've been seeing the rising escalation between the Philippines and China over in the South China Sea. And definitely right over that disputed territorial items, as I read this news article as well. So this is another prime example of the latest news that nation owners and nation kingdom. And this is from the airnews.com, and it reads: Philippines said latest South China Sea clash in deliberate acts by Beijing. It says a Philippine Navy officer lost his faith in the most recent clash with Chinese forces in South China Sea. Philippines and China has a series of escalation confrontations and disputed resource-rich waterway. The Philippines said on Monday that it encountered the Chinese last week in the disputed South China Sea was a Philippine Navy officer lost his faith. Was a deliberate act by Beijing. Manila, Philippines said that China disrupted a resupply mission in the contested waters with a aggressive and illegal use of force on June 17th, with the military releasing photos showing that members of the China Coast Guard using machetes, axes, and hammers, and then they using machetes, axes, hammers on the Philippines Navy personnel boats. Then they get down, they get down to this one another. Them more lights and Japhetic, they get down to this one another. The international community, including the U.S. and Japan, has voiced its support for Manila in the latest incident, amending the strings of maritime confrontations in the South China Sea. It says we see the latest incidents not as a misunderstanding or an incident. It's a deliberate act of Chinese authorship, if I pronounce that right, to prevent us from completing our mission. Defense Secretary Gustavo Jr. said in a press conference using the local for the second time. So it's within the Philippines exclusive economic zone. It says the day came after a day after Torito and said President Marco Jr. visit troops of the Western Command of a providence overseas resource-rich dispute waters. It says we would like to categorically that our policies in the West Philippine Seas has not changed, as declared the president in this instance. He will not give back an inch nor a meter of our territory to any foreign power, said using the local name of the Philippines part of the South China Sea. We will continue to defend our territory and exercise sovereign rights. Right, that's going to stir up more escalation between China and the Philippines. As we see fit, we will demonstrate that we seek no permission nor consent from anyone in performing our sovereign duties in the West Philippine Sea. The Philippines will also continue to find peaceful solutions. How that's possible, I doubt that. He added, we also, we are aggressive. So let's get to the latest more wars. Let's see, it's the latest ones. Right, it says the Russia is revisiting its nuclear doctrine. Kremlin says, right, so they up in their antique, up in their antique, up there with that nuclear capability from all Russia. This is a news article. World War Ukraine inches closer to EU dream after a decade of war. This says the death toll after the gunman attack, Russians domestic rates went up to 20. At first it was 15, then 19, then it went up to 20. It says criminally blames U.S. for a barbaric missile attack. Right, because I believe the day before yesterday, we had Ukraine use a missile attack was a U.S. made missile. And rather than them blaming Ukraine, they blame it on the United States. So that's going to stir up more tensions between Russia and the United States, as we mentioned previously. The U.S. blacklists burning Sudanese in Sudan with human trafficking. Let's see some more. Bird flu spread to tent Australia poultry farm. Kenya's youth protest gear up to the nationwide strike. Okay. See some more. You go to RT.com, so I'm just definitely searching around for more wars. It says U.S. sanctions Iran's shadow banking network. So it's just going to stir up more tensions between Iran and the United States. France faces threat of civil war from marketing the president of France. Let's see some more wars, rumors of wars. It says Russia-led NATO rivalry ready to expand. Security General. Let's see what this is all about. It says the Euro-Asian CSTO alliance has become more crucial in giving the existence tensions. As said, current tensions could motivate more countries to join the Russian-led collective security treaty organization. The alliance Secretary General has said the remarks were made after the CSTO Foreign Minister Summit in Kazakhstan last week. The CSTO was founded in 1992 following the breakup of the Soviet Union. Current members of Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Armenia. The increased tension within the deteriorating system of the international security will draw more attention to the organizations like the CSTO. Told the TASS on Monday. He argued that the social and political demand for security can lead into the expansion of the organization's function as well as increasing in membership. Okay. All right. Search for some more. Let's see. It says Washington see new military partners in Africa. Because I believe they and I believe I'll say like 4 or 5 days ago, the United States did a military exercise drills with some nation. I forgot what nation it was over in Africa. Let's see. Some more latest ones. Israeli forces shift towards Lebanese border. Right, as we've been seeing Lebanon and the Israeli-Lebanon border conflict is going to escalate more, especially due to, Hezbollah. The Israeli Defense Force is going to increase more and more. It says Oregon. It says Oregon to hold talks with Putin, Turkey's foreign minister, reported the leaders' plans to meet on sideline of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Kazakhstan. Right, that goes into that Isaiah, Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, because Russia is going to be in regard to Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, and Turkey. And they're going to be Turkey, yeah, Turkey as well too. Even though we've been saying, time after time at the game, Turkey playing both sides of the fence, but they're definitely going to be a guard unto them. As we see Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, it says another news article from the 24th. It says training missions in the first step towards the EU troops in Ukraine. Member state says sending instructions to a war-torn country would cross another red line. Peter C. Retto has said Kremlin issues a warning over barbaric attack. The U.S. involvement in the deadly Ukrainian cluster Putin strike on a crowded beach in Russia will have consequences. Dmitry Peskov has said another latest rumor war. So yeah, definitely these rumors of wars are heating there. This is from June 24th. It says South Korea renews threat to send weapons to Ukraine. A Seoul security advisor has criticized Moscow strategic partnership agreement with Pyongyang. Some of this news some people as well too. Yeah, this is a South Korean national security advisor has warned that Russia could cross a red line by providing certain precision structure to the north, potentially eliminating the justification of Seoul's decisions to refrain from providing military aid to Ukraine. I would like to emphasize that all the depends on what Russia will do to secure national security. Shane Bolging said Sunday in an interview with South Korea KBS TV. It says there be any line remaining for us and for Russia to give precision weapons to North Korea. Shane's latest comments comes 3 days after the veto reports that South Korean government will reconsider itself imposed ban on sending weapons to Ukraine. Any cooperation that helps increase North Korea's military power is a violation to Ukraine security, he said in a press briefing. The Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a strategic partner agreement with the leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-un. The advisor has more Pacific Sunday's in agreement saying that the high position of weapons to North Korea will alter Seoul's relationship with Moscow. Russia's recent actions have been gradually approaching a red line, which is why we have issued a warning. Chan said he added that the composition of our weapon support for Ukraine could change depending on how Russia responds in the future. Okay. Yes, another war. Let's see. Meantime, I'll bring out some more scriptures. We got this another precept to Mark 13, verse 7 to verse 8. This is out of the book 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified for these things, must first come to pass. But again, it's not by anybody. Right, once again, so we're not going to get terrified for these things because we're going to see it when we go more. Salaki. Now I'm going up that Matthew 24, verse 7, cross reference scriptures. Yep, this is the book of Matthew 24, verse 7. Excuse me. The nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in all those places. Right, so the latest increase in earthquakes that we see in the world tonight is going to increase. The increase in pestilence is going to increase. The famines is going to increase. kingdoms rise. I'm guessing another kingdom is going to increase. Nation against nation, that's going to increase. This is the book of Luke 21 and verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Famines and pestilence and food sights and great signs shall there be in heaven. You have to see that increase as well too. Isaiah 19 verse 2 precept. I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Like the modern day Egyptian is the modern day Egyptian. It's a modern day spiritual Egypt. So you're gonna have everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Just like Mark 3 verse 23 to verse 26. And if that kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. This Zechariah 14 verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great multitude from the Lord Howard shall be among you. And they shall lay hold of every one of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. Like I'm saying more these times. And this is the book of Luke. Precept, Luke 21, verse 25, verse 26. And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth, expressive nations for perplexity. Right, that's what we see, especially the latest protests that heated up over there in Kenya. And these latest protests that have been taking place throughout the whole planet Earth. So these increasing seditions, uprisings, wars in the world, expressive nations, perplexity, and seas rage war. This is Luke 21 and verse 26. And men's heart failed them for fear, and for it says, and for looking at those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. This is Job precept, Job 2 and 30, verse 31. It says, I will send wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire, pillars and smoke. Job 2 and verse 31. The sun shall turn into darkness, and the moon into blood before the rain till the day of the blood. Right, that's why it says in First Thessalonians 5, First Thessalonians the 5th chapter, the day of the blood hour should come as a thief at night. This is Zechariah 14, verse 2 through verse 4. It says, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the woman ravished. Half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Zechariah 14, verse 3. Then shall the Lord Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations, and when he fought in the day of battle. Yeah, especially over there in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. It's heating up over there as you read that in Joel 3rd chapter. This is Zechariah 14, verse 3. And his feet shall stand in the day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east, and the mountains of Olives shall cleave in the midst, therefore the east towards the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mount shall move towards the north, and half towards the south. Khan, Salakia. Yeah. This is a book of Ezekiel 14, verse 21. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh thy power, how much more will I send for sword judgment upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine, and noosome beasts, and the pestilence to cut off from man and beast. Khan. That's the precepts. Get into that book of Mark. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read Joel 3rd chapter. So yeah, this is more wars and rumors of wars that we're gonna see more and more these times. It's Joel 3 verse 1. Because Heavenly Father is doing this. The Heavenly Father doing this for his people, for his heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. So, these is so like I've been mentioning countless of times as I've been doing this sit down lesson as of now. These are just the increasing latest news articles that I've been bringing out. These are just more and more. We're going to see more and more these times as the days progresses on. These modern day times, other signs of the times is increasing wars, women's wars, nations against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Now, if we get into that, then we'll look up some more news, latest news articles as well too. This the prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, like the Israelites, the heavenly Father's people, the Lord, the apple of the Lord's eye, which is us, we are His people. Joel 3, verse 2. And I want to gather all the nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right as we're seeing heating up over the valley of Jehoshaphat. It says, not plead with them for my people, from heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land, right? It's still part of his land still to this day. That's why he's slowly for sure we got the nations up over there, because it's not increasing controversy in Zion society. The Israelites, the heavenly fathers, Joel chapter 3 and verse 3. So there's no controversy in those small hatters. And there's no controversy in those Edomites, Zion society, actually Israelites. Because he's only in the midst of his people. And he's coming back for the remnant of his actual people, the sons of those early children of power. This is Joel 3, verse 3. They had cast lots of people. They have given a boy from harlot, so they grow wine, that they might drink right musty wine. So the heavenly Father provide that which is past. Joel 3, verse 4. Really would have you to do with me on Titan, Zion, like the Hamitic nations, and on the coast of Palestine, those Ishmaelites. That's why Ishmaelites get blown back, held back. That's why Ishmaelites get blown back, held back. But that recompense what you did to the children of Israel. That's what we're seeing in Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, so forth with that. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 4. Yea, he would have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, those Hamitic nations, and the coast of Palestine, those Ishmaelites, will you render me a recompense? Will you be recompensed swiftly and speedily? I'm going to turn your recompense upon your head. Yeah, so those Hamites and Hamites and Ishmaelites, that recompense is totally come upon that own head. We're seeing that as well too. Deuteronomy 30, verse 7 as I reference that scripture. This is the prophet Joel 3, verse 5, because you have taken my silver and carried it into your temple, my good oppressive things, like the Israelites. The prophet Joel 3, verse 6, the children also of Judah, the children of Jerusalem, and he sold unto the Grecians, right, the Edomites, because the real Grecians, they was the original ones that inhabited in that land, which Japhetic Edomites, they was largely people due to the colonizations of the Edomites, that you might remove them far from their border, right? Been removed far from our border still to this day. Joel 3, verse 7, behold, I will raise them up at the place where you had sold them, and I will turn your recompense upon your own head, right? So totally that recompense is down come upon their own head, especially those small hatters, and it was like Duma Edomites right along with the other rest of the nations, and that list is spoken to. As you read that in the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter, verse 1 through verse 7, it says, Joel 3, verse 8, it says, and I will sell your sons, your daughters, into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall set unto the Samaritans, till the people fall off, the Lord Yahweh has spoken. The prophet Joel 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up, right? That's what we're seeing, heating up over there in Valley Jehoshaphat. Especially with it makes perfect sense as I brought up those latest news articles that's been heating up, over there in the Arabian Sea, over there in the Gulf of Eden, the borders between Lebanon, Israel, Iraq, Syria, throughout that whole region, the Gaza Strip, Palestinian territory, throughout that whole region of Western Asia is heating up over there in the area. And we're seeing nuclear escalations and tensions are rising throughout the whole planet Earth as well too. And it makes perfect sense. That's why I brought up that wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, especially over there in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Western Asia. Nuclear escalations and tensions is only going to increase. It's going to intensify. It's going to manifest. It's going to be shown for more this time. And this is the prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Bright tensions over in Western Asia. Hey, tensions with North Korea versus South Korea. Japan and the United States actually been seeing North Korea fired their latest installment of the nuclear missile testing over there in the eastern shores of, I believe, the eastern shores of the Korean Peninsula, as tensions are heating up between North Korea and South Korea, plus North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and the United States as well too. As I did a sit-down lesson yesterday about South Korea and the United States recently did a military aircraft drills of the ongoing tensions that they had towards North Korea. Was taking place over there in the South China Sea. As you've been seeing, I read that latest news article. You know, the tension's been rising up ever since for a very long time, and as of recently, the tension's been sparking up between China versus the Philippines. They've been clashing out increasingly more and more war of disputed territory islands. They're trying to have claims over there in the islands, not too far from the South China Sea, as China continues to be the big bully of it. And you have these other nations, I believe they allies with the Philippines, and some of them are allies with China as well too. And then you have in the Indonesia, Malaysia, all these different Asian countries trying to have claim over the island of the South China Sea, over there in the area, the disputed territory islands, not too far from the South China Sea. So that's going to be an all-out escalation with all these nations. So it's going to increase, as we've been seeing the latest installments with the Russia-Ukraine situation, and they've been having Russia blaming the United States for their Crimea attack. So all these are just going to intensify more and more as we see different nuclear escalations and tensions that we see around the world. It's only going to continue to increase. It's going to manifest. It's going to show forth, especially with the algebra media situation. That's going to escalate, even though they cool down. Especially that's going to escalate right back up. The Guyana, Venezuela situation that be cooling down for the next couple of months. For the last couple of months, they expect to see those escalations heat up as well too, and all the other escalations and tensions, the proxy wars that we see in the world today. So it's only going to continue to increase. NATO versus Russia, that's going to continue to heat up. Belarus and Russia together against NATO, EU versus NATO. So all this is going to continue to increase. Isaiah 13 verse 17, the Heavenly Father is going to continue to store up leads against Babylon. And they should not regard silver and gold. They should not buy any. Ezekiel 38 chapter. Russia is going to continue to be a guard to these nations of Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, and Turkey. As we've been seeing, Russia and Syria have been alliance with one another ever since 2015 all the way to now. Targeting those proxy war groups over there, and they've been targeting the IDF, which they've been calling out quite a while. Time and time again, as I've been mentioning in university, and I've been out there teaching. And that goes into that Ezekiel 38 chapter. So, it makes perfect sense. So let's get into that. Continue on. This is Prophet Joel, chapter 10, verse 10. Meet your plowshares and swords and pruning hooks and the spears, and let the weak say I'm strong. Right? So let the weak say I'm strong. As the latest news been coming out from the IEA, the IEA and the UN watchdog. Even though I spoke about this simultaneously already. So even if Iran's going to get hit with these economic sanctions, being continuing to hit warnings about the nations destabilizing their nuclear capability. So that's not going to stop Iran building up their nuclear capability. That's not going to stop them building their enrichment, nuclear enrichment, to building up their nuclear capability, to nuclear bombs and more nuclear arsenals, the arsenal that they already have. Got to send them North Korea, Russia, and these other nations. Because they know they have they have in. So this is Joel chapter 3 verse 11. Assemble yourselves, come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about this to cause our mighty ones to come down, O Lord, out. Right. So the Heavenly Father is going to bring down those armies of nations as he gathered them up over in about Jehoshaphat, and that's what we're seeing. Call Get Yabat in Hebrew, beautiful. Joel 3 and verse 12, let the heat of the awakening come up into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shabbat, Western Asia. For there I will say, just all the heat round about, right, the armies of the other nations. Joel 3 and verse 13, the prophet Joel 3 and verse 13 reads the Holy Scriptures. Salakia, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come ye down, for the press is full, and the fast is flow, for that wickedness is great. The prophet Joel 3 and verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near the valley of decision. Right, so the day of the Lord Yahweh is near the valley of decision. Now I'm going to get into that Ezekiel 3rd chapter. Ezekiel 38th chapter, Salakia. Yeah, so rumors of wars is going to heat up nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. So it's going to increase more and more. The prophet Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 1, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, the prophet Ezekiel 38, verse 2, and it reads the Holy Scriptures, Son of man, set thy face against God, and Magog, the chief prince of Meshach, Tubal, prophesy against him. Right, as we're doing in modern day times against God, and Magog, the chief prince of Meshach, Tubal, which represents the bear of the Russians. The prophet Ezekiel 38, verse 3. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, and the chief prince of Meshach, Tubal, right, and still to this day in modern day times. The prophet Ezekiel 38, verse 4, and I will turn back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth from all thy army forces, all of them clover also, so armor, even a great company, the bucklers, the shields, and all of them having swords, right? So the Heavenly Father is going to continue to put that hooks and actually jaws of these Russians to be in that war like mindset. While we're seeing the Russian-Ukraine situations heating up, the escalation are heating up between the Western countries versus the Western countries, which is the United States and the allies, nations that they are with, going against Russia. Russia teaming up with Syria over there in Syria, Western Asia. Other escalations Russia are doing, a lot of military activities Russia are doing. So these are increasing prime examples that Russia is going to continue to be in that warlike mindset, and the Heavenly Father is going to continue to put the hooks and back to the jaws of these Russians, which represent the bear of Russia, of God, and Magog, and chief prince of Meshach, Tubal. This is prophet Ezekiel 38, verse 5. Persia versus Elam, Ethiopia, the Cushites, Libya. Like I mentioned again, Libya, Russia had a ship being deployed over there of 3 to 4 day military exercise drills. So, especially as previously, and these the nations Vladimir Putin just met with the president of Libya, the military president, I believe, a couple of days ago, and the leaders from Ethiopia in the land of Ham, the Cushites in the land of Ham, from last year and on into this year. I believe they had a military exercise drills with those Cushites in Libya, the Ishmaelites as well too, and the Persians as well too. Because I believe it's like last year you had the nations from Persia, Russia, and China. I believe it was recently from last year on into this year as well too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just prime examples of Ezekiel 38 verse 5 of Persia, of Elam, Ethiopia, Cush, and Libya, with all of them with ship with him. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 6, Gomer, which is the modern day Turks, and all his bands. Right, and that makes perfect sense. As I just brought up that news article, if I could be able to bring it back up again. Yep, it says, I believe it said Aragon and Russia has military talks. Yep, it says Aragon to hold talks with Putin, with Turkish foreign minister reports. It says the leaders to meet on the sidelines in Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Kazakhstan. Yeah, that goes into that Ezekiel 38 verse 6. Yeah, the prophet Ezekiel 38 verse 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the North Quarters and all his bands, made you with you. Yeah, because you got the Turkish armies, you got the Kurdistan armies throughout Iraq, throughout Syria, over there in Western Asia. So that's going to continue to increase. As I've been saying that countless of times. Go to the next verse. The prophet Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 7. It says, be thou prepared, prepare for thyself and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, be thou a guard unto them. right? So Russia is definitely going to be continuously, increasingly guarding to these nations: Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, and Turkey. Now, so whenever, as we're seeing, escalations are heating up over there in Western Asia, because you got the Russian armies over there as well too. So it makes perfect sense as they target those IDF Edomites and anybody that's affiliated and associated with the United States, IDF, or other nations as well too, especially most particularly Ezekiel 38 chapter of the Russians. They're going to be guarding to these nations targeting those IDF Edomites. And that's what we're seeing. And it makes perfect sense because Russia and Syria have been calling out the IDF Edomites for killing innocent men, women, and children. It was airstrikes over in Syria for a very long time, since 2015 all to now, even further than that, and as of recently. And this is the prophet Ezekiel 39. Slovakia. The prophet Ezekiel 39 verse 1. It says, "Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against God and say, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal." The prophet Ezekiel 39 verse 2. "And I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and I will turn," it says, "and I will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and I will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel." The prophet Ezekiel 39 verse 3. "And I will smite thy bow at thy left hand, and I will cause thy arrows to fall at thy right hand." God. You have to make sure everything's good. Water out by shot. Now see if I can be able to find some more latest news articles as of late. So yeah, like I mentioned once again, these wars, religious wars, is going to heat up. It's only going to intensify now. So whenever let's see. Go back to the truth. Let's see if I can find something from the time of Israel. So definitely looking up all these news articles in regards to wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. As we're seeing, these wars are intensifying between the different nations and different kingdoms. We're going to see increase more these times. Let's see. Go back to Jerusalem. Go back to the Jerusalem Post. In the meantime, bring up some more scriptures. There's Matthew 24:6. Even though I brought it out already. Matter of fact, bring up that Habakkuk. Yep, this is the book of Habakkuk 2 verse 1. "And I will stand upon my watch and set upon the tower what I shall watch to see, what I shall answer, what I shall answer when I reprove." And this is the book of Habakkuk 2 verse 2. "The Lord, I will answer and say, write the vision and make a plain upon the table that he may learn and read it." Habakkuk 2 verse 3. "For the vision check upon the time, but the end shall speak, Christ the head is speaking." We definitely see the end is speaking for these increasing wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Hey, second will pass, before the third will come close. Once we see that increasing Israel too, right along with that, we're going to see the MOTB coming to full effect right along with World War III. Like it says, Revelations 13, verse 16 through verse 18. We're going to see the pushing of this RFID, the CHIP, casting society for pushing up this technology. We're going to see that right along with the World War III too. But we're going to see, we're definitely going to see that first, the pushing of this TV while the Heavenly Father is setting up, the World War III, Armageddon, Armageddon. Then at the same time, we're going to see, the pushing up this RFID, CHIP. We're going to be seeing that increase too, and the implementation right along with it. So this is Habakkuk 2 verse 3. "For the vision shall at the point of time, but at the end shall speak not lying, and tell with for because it shall come and not tarry." Right. So the vision shall at the point of time, and the end shall speak, and the end is definitely speaking. And it shall not lie, tarry wait for it. It is right, and it will not tarry, and it shall come, and it will not tarry. It's definitely sure to come. Seeing that, it definitely will not tarry. This is the prophet Isaiah 13 and verse 17. Yep, prophet Isaiah 13 verse 17. Behold, I will stir up leagues against them, which they should not regard silver, and as for gold, they should not fight in it. Right, so the escalations are heating up between Russia and the United States. And the Heavenly Father is going to stir up the leagues against Babylon. And that's for gold, and Jesus silver, they should not fight in it. Especially with that, I'll say like a week and a half ago, Russia sent that warning to the United States. They look at them as the number one enemy, as a ultimate threat to their country. So that's only going to stir up more tensions. And plus, that happened like 2 days ago, or a day before yesterday, about the United States was blamed for that Crimea strike, which Ukraine did. They used the U.S.-made missiles to use that. It was like by a beach area over in Russia, and Ukraine used those strikes over there in the area. So Russia highly blamed the United States. So that's only going to stir up more tensions, between the United States and Russia. That's why I brought out that Isaiah 13 verse 17. That makes perfect sense. And as for gold and for silver, they should not divide any. Now let's see. The old goose said, pushing zero sugar and baked beans. Our secret family recipe now with zero added sugar. This is a news article from this is another sign of wars against wars. It says that Israel has put a war with Christian spills over. Borrell says after a cyber spread, the risk of this war affecting the South of Lebanon is spilling over is every day bigger. It says Borrell told reporters head of Foreign Minister leading election to Peru. It says, even though this was on the 23rd, but this is latest. This is the latest one. It says Houthis plane attack on 2 ships in Red Sea and Indian Ocean. One was hit by an unaerial killed at least 3 sea persons. Yeah. It says Iran increased use of Beirut airports as a front for Hezbollah arms storages. Okay. It says Houthis unveil a new deadly drone boat to help keep pressure on the Red Sea. Yeah, so they're going to keep up the pressure. It says plunging regional into war, U.S. and Egypt works to prevent why they can't stop to prevent this, which they did previously. But it's this confrontation between these nations. It's not going to stop, especially over in the Red Sea. Over there, investigation, I meant to say. Even though this was on the 19th, it says Hezbollah threatened Cyprus in the latest Nasrallah speech. Nasrallah, Cyprus, and knew, however, Hezbollah has bragged into the past about being able to mobilize frontiers from Iraq and Syria, which they do get support from. So this is only going to stir up the tensions between the different nations and different kingdoms. So it's going to stir up more and more. It's a beautiful thing that we have Hashem continue to set this up now some more than ever. Russian Donetsk temporary high alert after reports of armed men and this is a new one. Yeah, this is a new news article. It says Russia Donetsk temporary on high alert after reports of armed men in Maskalaya, if I pronounced that right. It says that goes into that Luke 21, verse 25, Luke 2, distress nations will be placed in the siege rage born in that second understand verse 3. It says the regional police conducted checks on several streets in Malakoya, urging people to flee the area after reports of armed men on one of the city square. Testifying over there, Russian Donetsk region was put on temporary high alert on Tuesday It says one of the cities of North Caucasus region when a gunman killed 20 people over the weekend. Yeah, definitely remember that. It says the regional police conducted several streets. Not trying to get off track, nothing like that. It says urging people to flee the area. Reports of a armed man on one of the city square. The RIA state media news agency reported, citing a spokeswoman for the region internal affairs. Everything is calm. The IRA cited a spokesperson as saying late on Tuesday, adding that the reports about on the rim has not been confirmed. So basically, it's just a rumor. See if I can get some more. Russia dropped bombs, new deadly glide bombs in hopes for Ukraine. Oh, that's something else. So I'm gonna read that Isaiah 17 verse 1 while I'm looking at some more news articles. This is Isaiah 17 verse 1. The burden of Damascus be borne. Damascus is taken away from being receding, should be Israel. He writes of Damascus of Syria is taken away from being receding, and should be Israel. Especially with the ongoing back and forth escalations on the borders of Israel and Golan Heights throughout that region. You have the Israeli Defense Force using airstrikes on that area to target the Syrian armies, to target the pro-Iranian groups, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps as well too. So that's why we're seeing it taken away from the city, and it should be as a group. And I'm going to get into that. Jeremiah 51 verse 46. Yep, this is Prophet Jeremiah 51 verse 46, and it reads, "These shall heart faint, ye fear for the rumor that should be heard in the land, and a rumor should come both 1 year, and after that another year should come a rumor. Abides to the land, ruler against ruler." Right, that's what we're seeing, increasing abides to the land. You should hear a war 1 year, after that another war. Abides to the land, ruler against ruler. That's what we're seeing. Now, for the bring up the book of Mark 3 and verse 23 through verse 26. This is the book of St. Mark 3 and verse 23. "And he called them unto him and said unto them in a parable, how can Satan cast out Satan?" Luke 3, not Luke, St. Mark 3 and verse 24, Salaki. "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." Right, so you're going to have one kingdom within itself rising up against one another. They're going to have one kingdom outside their kingdom rising up against another kingdom, which cannot stand. Mark 3 and verse 25. "And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand." Right, so ultimately the house is going to be divided. You're going to have one house within itself divided, a house going against another house being divided. It cannot stand. This is just like it says in Luke 12, verse 51. Yahweh Shai stated that in Luke 12, verse 51. "Think not that I come to set peace on earth. I take neighbor right division." Because it makes perfect sense. The book of Exodus 15, verse 3. Because you know the Heavenly Father, how he's a man of war. This is Mark 3 and verse 26. "And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided and cannot stand but have an end." You got second Esdras 9 verse 5. The beginning and the end is being manifesting with these end of wicked roots. Because Jacob is going to be next rule. Because Jacob is not great forth in us. Because we are the descendants of Jacob. Because Jacob's going to be the next rule. That's why, like it says in Revelation 12 verse 12, the ultimate deceiver should come down in great wrath. So we have a short time to move on. We're seeing we're going to see Satan is going to continue to be divided against himself. And it's a beautiful thing to witness that. Let's see some more news articles of wars. Let's see some available. If not, I'm just going to close it out. Searching. Yeah. Yes, more, if not just close that. That'll be it on that. Yep, bring out this last scripture and close it out. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. I'm gonna go back to Matthew 24:6, and definitely officially close out how I should do this sit-down lesson right along with the latest news articles on wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, this book too. And microphone to the elders, my as always, as we continue looking up the names like Hawaii Al. Yep, Matthew 24:6 reads to the Holy Scriptures. It says, and ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So it's only going to increase. It's not just end just yet. So we're going to see the increase in rumors of wars as the latest news articles that I've been bringing out, and the latest escalations between the different nations and different kingdoms. And we see the increase in rumors of wars going to increase. Now we start to see these actual wars. It starts to be an actual war between the different nations and different kingdoms. So we're going to continue to increase more and more. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying, even though it was supposed to be a quick sit-down lesson, but the Spirit had one longer than that. So the title of this lesson was Wars and Rumors of Wars, Nation Against Nation, Kingdom Against Kingdom. As I brought out the latest news articles, sit-down lessons and precepts to have a long way to sit-down lesson. So with that, hopefully this was edifying through the Spirit, our grace and mercy, and how I shine. So with that, I might give all praises and honor to say Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai, Hashem, Kakadash. In the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh. His unbegotten Son, for Hashem, in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Mashwan Kabbalah tongue. And I say Barakadom to the elders, Wahakim, Wahwaf. Until next time, I will say Kwame Yashavala and Shalom. Because it only treats your symptoms, not inflammation. Treating both symptoms and inflammation with rescue is supported by asthma experts. Finally, there's a modern way to treat symptoms and